I just bought this snowboard at a thrift store near me for a pretty good deal. I did notice though that the tail had a big split on it, and I'm assuming it was from where the previous owner would rest it on the ground. As you can see, the layers are just really split there, and the wraparound edge is broken and bent out. So I'm going to go through and show you all how I fixed that today. I'm using this JB Weld brand, the clear weld specifically, and it's really easy to use. For this I used equal parts of part A and part B and wiped off the tips of the syringe so that they just wouldn't dry in there. And then I kind of pulled a little bit of the liquid back into the syringe. I'm only really doing that just to preserve the bottle, and I can reuse it later. Now I am mixing on a piece of parchment paper just so that the epoxy doesn't stick so much to the mat and I keep it a little cleaner on the workspace. I stirred it for about 2 or 3 minutes just to make sure everything was incorporated, and then after that I scooped up with the stir stick and just kind of scraped it into that split on the board. I had the board pointed vertically up so that when I scraped the epoxy off the stick, it would fall deeper into the split of the board. Now once I felt like I got enough of the epoxy into the board, I took another scrap piece of parchment paper, pressed that metal piece down since the metal edge was pushing out of the board, and I clamped the top and bottom of the board down together with these easy clamps here. Now it says it sets in 5 minutes and cures in about an hour, but I wanted to be safe and let it go for about 24 hours. I was lucky and the parchment paper pulled off pretty easily, and I could see that the epoxy had hardened very well. Now this is more of an optional step, but I took a fine file and just kind of scraped the edge until I kind of heard the file scraping on the metal edge of the board, just to clean up the extra little bits kind of poking out from the resin. And simple as that, the split is now together and the tail of the board is fixed.